When I moved into my new neighborhood, I didn't expect trouble. I just wanted to enjoy a quiet life, take care of my home, and be left alone. But my next-door neighbor, Karen, and her teenage son, Jake, had other plans. They treated the block like their personal kingdom, barking orders, making noise, and picking fights with anyone who didn't bow to their rules. It started small. Jake would rev his loud car at midnight, blast music, and toss soda cans into my yard. When I asked him politely to stop, he sneered, "What are you gonna do about it, old man?" His mother, Karen, just smirked from her porch and said, "Boys will be boys." That was strike one. A week later, I found scratches all along the side of my truck, deep, deliberate ones. I checked my doorbell camera and, sure enough, caught Jake doing it with a key, laughing as his friends filmed. I marched straight to Karen's door with the footage on my phone. Her response? "My son would never do that." "You probably scratched it yourself to get attention. If you harass us again, I'll call the HOA and the police." That was strike two. Fine, I thought. If she wanted the police involved, I'd give her exactly that, on my terms. I printed out the footage, gathered a few statements from other neighbors who'd had similar run-ins with Jake, and brought everything straight to the local precinct. The officer I spoke to didn't just nod politely, he frowned. Turns out Jake already had a minor record for vandalism and trespassing. I gave them all the proof they needed. 2 days later, I was mowing my lawn when I saw the familiar sight of flashing blue lights pulling up next door. 2 officers stepped out and knocked firmly on Karen's door. I turned down the mower and leaned against the handle, pretending to rest. But I was listening. Jake came out first, trying to act cool, until the officers showed him a printout of the video. His smirk vanished instantly. Karen burst out, screaming about false accusations and privacy violations, but the officers stayed calm. They informed her that Jake was being charged for property damage and harassment, and that she'd be responsible for restitution. She looked like she'd swallowed a lemon. "You can't do this. He's just a kid," one officer replied. "Then he'll learn an adult lesson." Watching them drive off with Jake in the back seat wasn't satisfying. It was justice. A week later, I got a check in the mail covering every cent of the damage to my truck, along with an apology letter, clearly written under court instruction. Since then, the neighborhood's been peaceful. No more revving engines, no more trash, and no more smug looks from Karen. She avoids eye contact now, and Jake, he's mysteriously grounded, indefinitely. Turns out, bullies back down fast when the law knocks louder than they do.